Hey guys, this is Dr. McFarland, and while I set up the camera here, I'm going to just start off by saying thanks for checking out the channel and for staying tuned and giving me all your suggestions. I had some really good ones today, so I did a little bit of research for the last hour or so, and try to figure out the best game plan to get this thing figured out. So I got my laptop over here with some headphones, and instead of playing the song, out to where YouTube can hear it, because there has been a lot of copyright strike kind of stuff going on here in the last few months, I'll just listen to the song, see if we can figure out a few concepts that we can all gather together by from the song itself, and then try and build some rigs. So all right, let's go in here, all rigs, and press new rig. And let me look at my list. I think I'm going to start off with the, it's kind of a weird transition back there in the 60s. They had Peter Green of Robert Mayall, but then he went on to play with Fleetwood Mac. But then he left Fleetwood Mac, and then these other people joined, and now they're still playing. And now Lindsey Buckingham is no longer with them, so now they have Mike Campbell and some other guy. So it's interesting how that all works out in the life of a band. Oh man. I'm gonna grab my guitar here. Alright, so what we're gonna do, let's go ahead and name this. So save new rig. I'm gonna say, oh well, Peter G. Alright, and when I listened to this song, first of all, I watched a video and of an old performance. And there are 4 Fender twin reverbs basically stacked on top of each other. So we're going to start off with that amp and just see how it sounds. I mean, we're just going to crank it. And then maybe we can choose another option to kind of get the same sound. So I'm going to turn on my speaker here. Shut the door because the kids are in bed. All right, make sure I'm up here. Alright, so let's go ahead and tune. And you do that by holding down the hold for tuner switch down here. And that's what I thought. I was in drop D for some reason. Not sure why I was in that. But go ahead and leave a comment to say hi. Let me know you're here. And I do have a full list of rigs to go through tonight, but if you want to go ahead and leave a comment, maybe give me an idea for a future video, that'd be awesome. All right, so we're going to go ahead and let's look at the controls for a Black Duo, because I don't want to assume that, anybody who is new or have been here for a while even knows, or has even played through an amp like this. So we basically have a master volume, a bright switch, a vibrato on or off. And then you got a 3-band EQ. And there's your vibrato speed and intensity. And the sync means you can either have it be off and you can adjust the speed manually. Or if you have the vibe sync on, or any sync on for that matter, when you tap that tempo, say in quarter notes, you can have it to be 1/4 or 1/4, which is quarter notes, a half, which is half notes, 3/8, which is like a dotted quarter note, pretty much. And then you got 3/16, which is a dotted eighth. And you got your 1/8, which is the eighth note. All right, so this is a very simple. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's turn it on. All right, so. Okay, but for this song, we don't need vibrato. So what I'm hearing in this song is just a good overdrive. And that's pretty loud. So let's turn the master volume down. Now, one thing that I don't really mess with a whole lot is the breakup parameter on the cab. So this is with it all the way down. And this is with it all the way up. I don't know if that comes across over the iPhone speaker here, but it's adding a little bit of grit, just like underlying grit to the overall sound. Okay, not too bad. And I'm going to try and get this a little bit closer here, so you can see it. And this is always the issue. So I do have a I have a cam link coming in the mail, which is a way to send a I have a Sony A7, which is fairly new, and that's going to send the signal from the Sony A7 into the cam link, and therefore I can stream, 1080p video into my computer. So that's gonna be really cool. I plan on getting that set up pretty soon. So all right, so let me figure out what key this is in real fast, because I got the song pulled up. And while I'm doing this, I want you to think about sure, we got Fender amps in the video. And I'm going to turn that breakup off, because I don't want it in there. So think of a few different ways that you can get some early breakup kind of sounds. All right. Let me play this. All right, so we're in the key of E. All right, that's pretty good so far. All right, so far, I don't want to take these headphones off for a second. So the tone is not that dirty. but we do have the amp cranked all the way. All right, so it's probably giving us probably giving us too much headroom here. So let's go and find a, let's see what happens if we choose the Tweed Deluxe. Okay, this is a very, very simple amplifier. Okay, the only problem with this is the cab sounds a little too small. So let's put it back on the 2x12. All right, now that is a good option for a cleanish but still, slight breakup kind of sound. Okay, let's just go in. Let's actually turn off the cab link. Let's keep the same cab, but now we're going to change the model. So let's try a Bassman. What up, Manuel? So that sounds a little more full to me. Let's turn the bright volume down, maybe the normal volume up, and all this other stuff looks good. All right, I think that sounds great. So we got a Fender Bassman through a 2x12 cab, MD421 off axis. Sounds great. Let's add in a little bit of breakup and just see what happens. Let's go 50% on that. All right, so the breakup is really taking away even more headroom, which I don't prefer. I don't necessarily like. It just makes it sound too fizzy for me, so I never use that parameter. But if you like it and you want to mess around with it, then you can. Okay, I like that. What's up, Rickmas? How's it going? All right, now, what else would we even want to add? I mean, the song is very straightforward and pretty simple. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of ambience. So let's say we're playing in a music hall, and let's turn the time down and the size. Maybe darken up the reverb. Definitely take the mix down. Alright, may not need that much. Alright, I want to listen to this intro one more time and try and play a little bit of it. Alright. Alright, that's fine. I like that. I like that one a lot. That was really easy, straightforward. Don't really need a whole lot for that. Alright, let's go on to another one. So this one is from Queensryche. Or Queensryche. And, oh, come on. Internet. Alright, so this one has, on my notes, has a decent lead tone, and it has a clean sound with some chorus and delay. So any kind of clean tone you get from the 80s is going to have some kind of chorus on it. It's just kind of, you know, understood. So we got Queensryche, Jet City. And let me check the comments here. Alright, cool. We're good. Waiting for this ad to play. So the bass starts off. Alright, so just from what I remember, let's go new set list. We can go all the way down. Oh well. Save. Viewer suggested Headrush rigs. Number 21. Okay, there we are. So now any new rig that we make is going to automatically go into that set list. So that keeps it easier for me. Alright, so I have written down a Saldano. So let's go ahead and do that. And it can really be anything. I mean, this can be a cranked up Marshall. It can be, you know, Elite 800. This did, those amps came out in 1982. The bass mod has a lot of gain. The TS mod obviously has lots of gain. Let's start off with that. Let's just do a bass mod. And let's run it through a 20 watt MD421. And without even hearing anything, let's just add a little bit of reverb. And we'll turn the mix down considerably. And we'll go ahead and add some delay. And I got a comment earlier from Andy saying, hey, why don't you do a rig based on like some weird wacky sounds? It's like, well, I can, but there's really not tons of songs that have like weird and wacky sounds. So we're going to turn the delay up. And here's two different options. This is why you can either have the delay be manual, or you can have the sync be on and have it synced up to like a certain subdivision. So this. Alright, let me listen to the song here. All right, cool. So basically this song just has a good lead sound and then a clean. So what I can do, I have a few different options, but what I prefer to do, if I know I'm going to have this in a set list, is I'm going to call this Jet City Queen Dirt. All right. And then what that means is I can add anything to it I want to this. So let's just go in and add some JRC. All right, so you can add the Tube Screamer in there for some added like thickness and kind of tighten up the bottom end a little bit. And that's all I do. That's a good clean sound for that. So now I can go in and say new rig, and let's put in something really clean. So we did a Sodano. So now let's do the Sodano clean. Let's have the same cab as before. So we were keeping the tone pretty consistent. So Jet City Queen Clean. All right, it's in a long name, but that's right. All right, so now we just need to go in and let's hear what this sounds like. Maybe turn up the preamp a little bit. All right, that sounds good right off the bat. We'll go ahead and do some air reverb. I don't know. Let's try ambient. Turn the mix down. That's interesting. Let's change the size and the time. Mix down. I don't want to hear tons of reverb. I just want to be a little light wash there. So let's do a multi-chorus. Let's do that. All right, so that's a good chorus overall. We can change the voices on that to 3 to 6. All right, and let's add just a little bit, just a little delay here. We'll do dynamic. Turn the mix down. Turn the feedback down. All right, so now, if you can see right over here, let me move this over. So we got our songs over here, right? And we are also in hybrid mode. So if I click on Jet City, my rig changes, and then I can change whatever I want down here on the, let me move this down like that, okay? So for instance, if I go to hardware assign, let's say I want to take the amp and the cab out. See how those are gone? And now I move my JRC down. There's my JRC. I can swap my reverb and delay around. I can do whatever. Okay. So now on that switch, I can just turn it on and off. And let's actually make that green. Like so. And all right, so now on the Jet City, clean sound. And let's also go to hardware assign, take out the amp and cab, put the multi-chorus over here, put down my delay. So now I got access to those 3 effects within the rig, and I still have options to hit another rig up here if I want to. Okay, so here's my OL. Let me go ahead and take out all that stuff. All right, so there's clean, there's dirty, and there's the OL patch. Okay, so all right, let me check my output. All right, so let's put this back on here, and you can see what my output levels look like. All right, so there's that 3 bars below 0 that I prefer to have my level at. All right, so for fun, let's, after the amp, let's put in an EQ. And but we're not going to use it for a normal EQ. We're going to use it for a volume boost. All right, so let's do 3 dB of boost there. All right, and let's change the color to purple so we can kind of see it a little bit easier. Like so. All right, so now, if I go to output, now I'm going to check my levels again. So that way you still got your volume boost, but you're not getting past the 0 mark, and you're not in danger of clipping your output in the digital stage. Okay. So that's a great way of doing it. All right, cool. All right, I like that. And for the clean, this is a little bit lower. All right, so what I'm going to do is go in and add a compressor. Trying to match the levels between the 2 rigs. All right, cool. Let's move on to another one here. And so that was the Jet City. I had down here Let's Go Crazy by Prince. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and save. Let's go crazy. And what I've decided to do with this one is we could do a Soldano, we could do a Marshall. I mean, he might have been playing through a Fender amp and had a Boss DS1 overdrive. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell what he had going on in that movie, the whole Purple Rain movie. But we can listen and we can be like, all right, how close can we get to this sound here? All right, so the clean sounds you're hearing in that song are keyboards, but when you're listening to the underlying guitar sound, it's distorted. But he probably has some kind of chorus on there as well. So let's just say that he is using some kind of clean amp. And let's see here. Let's say he's using a Fender Twin. Okay. MD421. I really have grown to love this mic. It sounds great. It sounds a little more full than an SM57, especially on off axis. Alright, so we're going to go in here. We're going to crank up that volume. And we're going to go in and turn up the treble, turn down the bass. All right, that's good. Let's add a distortion. We'll do a black op. Let's just say Prince is using a Proco Rat, right? Because why not? Alright, so you can hear, just by using a clean amp, that we can, let's make that orange. Proco Rat is orange, I guess. You can get a pretty good distorted sound just by, you know, using a overdrive. Not too crazy. Let's go ahead. Let's add in a chorus, because this is the 80s, right? And a lot of stuff that Prince does has some kind of chorus on it. But we're going to turn the depth down. And we're going to, let's actually keep the depth up and turn down the mix. Something like that. Alright, cool. I don't know what I'm playing right there, but it is what it is. Let's make the mix a little bit more. Alright, that's pretty fun. That is pretty fun. And anything else? I don't think so. Don't think I really need anything else for that. Light blue. Checking the comments real fast. All right. Still going strong. All All right, I finally figured out the chords. It is 1, the 4, the flat 7, the 4. All right, cool. Not bad. So now, if I hit the bank down. Okay, no, I already got 4 rigs right there. So, but I do have this in hybrid mode, so I got 4 rigs across the top that I can still see individual effects or scenes if I choose to have some scenes along the bottom. All right, so that's that one, and that was fairly easy actually. Oh, that's actually, sorry. Let's add a wall pedal. As I heard a little later on in the song, there's some kind of wah chicka wah wah sound. I'm going to hardware assign, and on pedal, if you choose range. All right, so first of all, there's classic mode and there's advanced. Okay, advanced, you can add a lot of different parameters, but in classic mode, we're just going to be, you know, the pedal, and then we're going to adjust the range of that. So let's turn it down to maybe like 85%, something like that. And let's see what happens. I do have my Mission Engineering pedal down here that's plugged in. So let's see. I'm not sure how this is going to work, or if it can work. Can this work? Maybe I have to go to global settings. All right, I know I can use it for a volume pedal. All right. I might not have time to mess with this. Alright, I know it works for a volume pedal, but as far as wall pedal, it's not working so far. Because I'm using the stereo. Alright, I'm not going to mess with that right now, but just know that there's a wall kind of sound going on in there. So here's my songs I've been doing so far, so I can kind of make my notes. Somebody wanted the darkness growing on me, so let's go ahead and do that. So new rig, and we're gonna go ahead and name it on the and it's too long, okay? So you can't do all that. Let's just name it that then, okay? Now, I know they play like Marshall stacks. Because I've seen a lot of their videos over the years. These guys came out when I was like a junior or senior in college. Back in like the early 2000s. All right. You're really growing on me, mama. Let's just see what this sounds like cranked. that amp and cab combination is definitely not doing it for me. I do like the 20-watt cab though. That is my favorite. Okay, I mean that one sounds okay, but let's go with the lead 800. We'll make it blue. All right, so we're gonna pull a Tracy Guns and just crank the preamp. And I've noticed that, I mean, he can really do that because he has very, very low output pickups in his guitars. So therefore, when he uses the volume pedal, and he sets the minimum to a certain amount, so he can go in here and see that? It cleans it up really nice. You could also use this, I guess, for got a thing called Love or whatever it's called. Oh, I believe in a thing called Love. I believe in a thing called Love. Da, 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 da. I'm listening to the song real fast. Ba-na-na, ba-na-ba-ba. Alright, let's add a wall pedal in there. But I'm going to go and assign it to I'm going to unassign and assign this to black wall. Alright, so now you see it's on B. So I'm on A right now. I have to click over to B. Alright, there we go. I figured it out. So I can use my external expression pedal to control the wall pedal. I just can't click it back over. Okay, which is fine. You can always just use I mean, it would be better to have let me turn that off. It would be better to have the volume pedal on B and your wall pedal on A, maybe. But for this situation, so I can go in here, I can go to range, turn that down. Alright, you can have that set up however you want. I have it on B right now, so I'll just click that off. And alright, let's go ahead and add in our tube screamer, because we can. So I'm really just using it for tonal options to kind of roll off the low end. cool. That sounds great. So that's your lead 800 100 watt, and the preamp all the way up, and a little bit of tube screamer, and don't really know what else you'd want in there, other than maybe a the mix down on the reverb. Wow. All right, that sounds good. You play that in a full rock band setting, you'll turn some heads, 'cause that sounds killer. All right, we got that one. I've really done pretty well so far. I got 5. Now, I had somebody asking about the harmonizer. Some kind of Iron Maiden harmonizer kind of thing. Then there's an 8-bit crush, and there's a country telly kind of sound. All right, let's do that. I don't have a telly, but I'm using my Reverend Warhawk, which has Revtron pickups. So they're kind of that single coil, spanky kind of sound. All right, so there's a few different ways we can get a good country sound. We can do the whole Fender Twin thing. Some players use like a modded Dr. Z, like Brad Paisley. But for us, we have the Matchless 30, which is still a really good amp. So let's see what this sounds like. Alright. Let's use a different cab. Let's use a AC Blue 421. Alright, that sounds good. We can make it cleaner if we wanted to. Maybe turn down the master volume so we're not cooking the power tubes as hard. But turn up the volume of the amp. Alright, let's check our output. And let's add some dyne comp. Maybe not spank it as hard. Give me a song. Give me a country song that you want to hear. Come on, guys. I know we got people coming in and out, but I'm trying to think of a good classic country kind of thing. Because really modern country is basically just pop music with a violin and a pedal steel. So as long as you got some kind of delay in there, let's do a tape echo. We'll do a slap. down. That sounds good. I don't know what I'm playing. Alright, we're going to go for a Brad Paisley song here. Let me find one real fast. And Brad Paisley. Dude, I love that song. I'm gonna miss her when I get home. It's funny. Well, I love her, but I love to fish. Ha ha. It's in the key of F sharp. Alright, cool. That's a fun song. Super fun song. So, well, I'm gonna miss her. Now, you don't have to have the slap back in there the whole time. And I guess the main problem I see with trying to listen to the songs as I'm doing this is it kind of takes a little bit more time. But I think it's a good... Let's do the whole EQ boost thing. I really like that. So we'll add some weight and add some gain on the outside. Now, what's cool about having a little bit of EQ going on your solo or your boost sound is you can kind of change the tonality of the solo just by kicking in the boost. So here's the original. If you want more, let's crank up the gain. Alright, not sure how I feel about the delay. Let's turn down the milliseconds. All right, just something just slightly there. I don't need it being crazy. Tails. Mix. All right, I think it's pretty good. And so we got our boost after, and let's go ahead and have a boost before. And we're going to do a white boost. So this is based on the RC booster from Exotic Effects, and it's pretty much known for having a good warm overdrive tone. And we'll do a light green. We'll do the tape echo, be purple. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna miss her. When I get home. Turn the bass down a little bit, turn the level down. That's a fun little progression right there. So let me go to hardware assign and let's move around the elements a little bit. All right, so we got our white boost on and off. I don't know what I could do today, and I'm gonna miss her when I get home. Yeah. Turn off the tape echo. All right, let's add a little, just a slight amount of ambience there. And let's do some spring reverb. We're going to do a warm wash. Turn the mix down. Alright, I hate to say this, but I'm not too fond of the spring reverb on here. So I usually either go to an air reverb, maybe just do like a studio kind of sound, and turn the mix down a little bit. So that's probably like an echo chamber kind of thing. If it's based on a studio, which kind of makes sense. Alright, so now that we've got the room dialed in, we can turn the mix down. Well, I'm gonna miss her when I get home. All right, last one we're going to do is we're going to go to the hold on. We got to go to hardware sign. We're going to go to amp. Nope, sorry. We're going to go. All right, well, maybe this one doesn't have. All right, sorry, my bad. Let's do a cut on here. Kind of. I thought this one had tremolo, but it don't. Alright, so that means that we can add in a tremolo. And it's down here. And we're gonna let's turn the sync off. When I get sit in the sun, I'm sure it'll help me when I walk through that door tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna miss her. Look at here, another bite. All right, cool. That's a great kind of sound. And now, go back to hardware assign. I'm going to take out the reverb because I don't need it assigned to a switch, but I do want that tremolo in there. Like so. So now you can see that we got the effects on the bottom. All right. So let's review what we have. We have Oh Well, 2 Jet City rigs, Let's Go Crazy, Growing on Me by the Darkness, and we have a country sound. So we basically have 5 songs, 6 rigs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And I think it's pretty good for tonight. I need to do some more research on this Radiohead song and see what's going on with that. But thanks to everyone for watching and checking the channel every now and again to see what's new. I do have a new video coming out tomorrow that I have to finish tonight. It's going to be on the 2x12 cab and FRFR speaker comparison. So I am Dr.